Hello and welcome to podcast number 2 of Division B in Trinova #2. The show where I, Sidhu, as buddies, Sergeant at Arms, is excited to welcome everyone and set the guidelines. To officially start the session, I would like to call out this session will be recorded and shared among the members. Additionally, some parts may be used for promotional material in the future. To have a smooth session, here are some ground rules. Please put yourself on mute when not speaking. Please put your mobile phones on silent. Don't interrupt while someone is speaking and support the speakers with your warm smiles and claps. Let's have a great time listening to the stories. With that, I hand over the stage to our own host for the day, a philosophical soul drawn to a life lessons, creativity, and spiritual growth. He blends right and wrong in a Zen like balance, pursues arts and craft with sincerity, and evolves through versatility and purpose. Please welcome our own TM Prashant Kumar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sidhu, for the warm welcome and introduction.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to Division B, District 121 Trinova 2 Podcast 2. I acknowledge the presence of all district leaders, past and present. Stories have been flowing from times no one can trace, spreading across regions, cultures, and generations. Some live in the world of fantasy, some arrived through the voices of our grandparents and parents. And many are stories we have quietly written through our own experiences. Stories shape us long before we realize it. Stories that taught us courage, failure, hope, and belief. Toastmasters, in its own way, become a powerful chapter, a place where nervous beginnings turn into confident endings. Feedback becomes fuel, and every speaker walks out with a new story to tell. Today's conversation, Stories That Shaped Me, is about those moments within Toastmasters that didn't just improve speeches but changed perspectives, identities, and lives. Because when a story truly shapes you, it doesn't end, it flows forward, shaping others too. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's get started as I invite our speakers of the session. A double distinguished Toastmaster, aspiring to be the distinguished Toastmaster third time this year with over 20 years of experience across 5 districts and 3 countries. He has served in leadership roles from club to district levels and is currently active in 3 advanced clubs in District 121. An aviation veteran turned entrepreneur, Safir brings nearly 30 years of global experience in operations, digital strategy, and innovation. Today, he leads a niche IT startup transforming aviation through technology. A strategist and mentor, distinguished Toastmaster Safir Azeez, who enjoys traveling and driving, is his ultimate stress buster. Welcome him with a big round of applause.
Thank you, Prashant. It's an honor and privilege to be here. Wishing you all a happy, prosperous, and successful 2026 and beyond.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Safir. Our next speaker is a life strategist and wealth architect who believes that stories don't just entertain us, they shape who we become. With 12 plus years of corporate and entrepreneurial experience, he is the founder of Creative Hearts, helping people turn complex life and money stories into clarity and purpose. Currently, the president of DJ's Toastmasters Club, Karthik R, sees Toastmasters as the place where his own story evolved from learning to speak to learning who he is. His belief is simple: understand yourself, own your story, and design your future. Give a big round of applause to welcome Toastmaster Karthika.
Thank you so much, Prashant. Really wonderful to be here in this today and sharing the virtual platform with District Rayo. It means a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik. And last but not the least, a speaker from Tamil Nadu, a passionate software developer who loves coding, nature, and gardening. He is a dedicated hard worker, always eager to learn and build. Please welcome with a big round of applause Toastmaster Murli.
Thank you, Prashant. It's a wonder and pleasure to share my speech here. And yeah, nice to have.
Thank you all. So, to begin with, the very first question that is coming in my mind to know from all is what's your story behind being a Toastmaster? Let's hear it out first from distinguished Toastmaster Safir.
Prashant, I always say that we have a lot to learn from children. And one of the quotes that I have seen is that sometimes the smallest teachers teach us the biggest lessons. My Toastmasters journey started with a youth leadership program. I'm not sure how many of you have heard about that. A youth leadership program, or YLP, is an 8-session program for children to get introduced into the public speaking and leadership arena. So there was a YLP that was conducted for the children of our alumni members. And the change that we have seen in those children around those 8 sessions was massive. They moved from being hesitant speakers into confident communicators, ever ready to take up the stage. After having seen such a change, a few of us, in fact, a friend of mine and myself, we asked the question, why only for children? Why not for adults? That led to a Speechcraft, which is again an 8-session program for adults. 20 engineers from our college participated in that Speechcraft. At the end of the 8th session, we converted that into a club. I became the charter treasurer with the only experience of collecting fees during the Speechcraft program. It started in February 2002. The club is still thriving in Sharjah, United Arab Emirates. It has created great communicators, great leaders, and champions. In fact, one of the members from that club, Lagoon, went on to become the 2nd or 3rd place winner in the World Championship of Public Speaking. So something small that started off listening to children, having improved over a 8-session YLP, is now an established club and creating leaders and communicators, spreading them around the world. So that's my story, Prashant.
That's a powerful reminder, definitely, to let us know that every Toastmaster journey begins with one brave step. And that step which you found that children were heading to and you brought it to yourself was one such of its for your journey. Thank you. Toastmaster Murli, would you like to answer the same?
Yeah, Prashanta. So why I'm in a Toastmaster that so because of my manager, I forced to join a Toastmaster. Before that, I have no idea in Toastmaster. So when he explained, I thought that some English literature will come and give the tips where it's kind of a tablet which we can eat 1 week. It will be solved our fever like that. I thought, but Toastmaster is a totally different thing, which is running over 100 years, right? So which means tells everything, and I see myself that improving better and better, meeting on another meeting. So I am kind of person where if I know the answer also I won't raise my hand. So in public questions also I'll be very silent. I was wondering that even my childhood, when I was a kid, how I cried, I don't know. Might be muted and cried. I'm kind of that kind of person. I will not open my mouth to speak up. Now I'm seeing a better version of myself. So thanks to Toastmaster.
Great to hear that. Toastmaster Murli, we feel, right, that we have heard that sometimes external force ends the thing. But this time, as after hearing your story, that external push from your manager not just it has ended that shyness, those shell things of yours, but has made you come evolved. Thank you for sharing your reason behind joining the Toastmasters. And Toastmaster Karthik, what's your story?
Yes, Prashant. So my Toastmaster story actually starts before I became a member. I watched distinguished Toastmaster DJ. He loves like to call by that name. His name is Deepak Justin. So I saw him speak, and honestly, he wasn't just speaking; he was owning the stage. And when I thought I want to, and then that's when I thought I also want to articulate my thoughts just like that. And then uh, actually, that's when I got to know. But when I started my journey for Toastmasters, this is a fun part, okay? I can call it as a third innings. Why I call it as a third innings is because I came as a guest thrice, not once, not twice, and not thrice. So, and not, it's like not week after week or something like that. It was like years after years. Probably sometime in 2012, sometime I once attended the club meeting as a guest. And then 2017, I had come. And finally, I thought it's taking too long. And December 2023, when I came to the club meeting, we actually have in DJ's Toastmaster. It's a Christmas special meet. So officially, I started my journey in Toastmasters on Jan 1st, 2024. So this month is when I can say proudly that it's been 2 years since I'm into Toastmasters journey. So that's why I, I like to call it as a three innings, what I have done in Toastmasters. Uh, and I actually wanted to be like I want to be an author, and I'm a life strategist. And Toastmasters gave me the space to sharpen my thinking, structure my ideas, and also find my voice. So that's the reason why I chose to be a Toastmaster. So Toastmaster didn't just help me speak better, but it helped me think better. Yes. Over to you, Prashant.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik. Great to know that we can play innings also with the Toastmasters. But yeah, definitely, though it may sound that you could be the newest one, but yeah, you are the experienced one. So thank you for sharing your part of the journey. In the time so far, they we come across many moments of life, right? So Toastmaster Murli wanted to know from you if there is any moment till yet that you feel that yes, I belong here. Can you please share?
Yeah. So generally we do mistakes, right, while talking and the while talking or communicating with some others or expressing some ideas, right? There will be always mistakes. So when I given prepared speeches, so the Toastmaster mentor and evaluators, right? They'll be eagle watch. They'll be carefully watching what I'm telling, where I'm doing mistake, where how many yes, so and this clutch words are coming, right? So that as a myself, I couldn't able to realize after talking, but the people are watching and telling that, oh, this is the place you are good. It's kind of 80% good things they'll explain. This is where you good at, you prepared, that they can understand how much effort we put to prepare the speech. And slowly, like a little kind of syrup, they'll tell that where you have to improve. Okay. So that helps me a lot. So I thought that, okay, I'm in the right place, and this is a good platform to develop my speech. Thank you.
Great. So that's the moment I can say when you will feel that you are no more in a Toastmasters club, but the club feels like you are at home, where everyone focuses on your positive things more than your negative, and transforming the feedback into that productive way that pushes you to grow and nurture. Thank you, Toastmaster Murli, to share me that's part of your story. Stories are getting built from the time we start living. Okay. So I would like to know from you, Toastmaster Karthik, that when anytime you felt there were some funny moment in the Toastmasters that taught you something valuable?
Okay. So the funny moment in Toastmasters, it still make me laugh about it. It's like my mentor told me clearly that the particular speech has to be delivered this way. And I confidently did that, but the complete opposite way. So when I showed him the recording, he laughed so hard that he couldn't even correct me immediately. So, and once I realized what he actually meant, I couldn't stop laughing myself. So that was the lesson. Sometimes confidence without clarity becomes comedy, is what I can say. Uh, but yes, Toastmasters is the safest place for such kind of a backfire, is what I can say.
Agree that uh, we find it as such safe that we are free to do the mistakes, and laughter truly makes learning stick, right? So, over these years of growing through the mentorship, we have seen that distinguished Toastmaster Safir has already told that he got insights from children. Other than that, over the years, how has mentoring others shaped you, distinguished Toastmaster Safir?
Thank you, Prashant. Again, an interesting question. I'm not sure where I have to start the answers from. But there is one book that I have read. It's called The Leadership Triangle, and in that, the authors say that we learn from education, experience, and emulation. And I have seen all three working well in the process of mentoring. I personally have tried to observe and emulate leaders that I admire, whether it is in Toastmasters or whether it is in my corporate environment. Uh, there are a lot of stories to say, but again, let me keep that aside for the time being. One example that I would tell you is about a new Toastmaster who joined our club. He was an average speaker. He joined, and it was a time of contest. There was no criteria for participating in a humorous speech contest. He participated. He had a novel speech, nothing great, but because of the novelty, he won at the club level. But the leaders at that time took the initiative to give him mentors or coaches over the next 3 months. So there were people identified who would help him with language, who would help him with body movements and body language, about humor, about voice, a lot of aspects. And over the next 3 months, we saw him move from a doubtful speaker to an excellent speaker. And I remember still at the district conference where we had around 600 people in attendance, he made every one of those 600 people laugh every 10 to 15 seconds. I was actually counting the number of laughs because I have seen him from the club to area to the division to the district. There was no doubt in anybody's mind that he was the winner. Okay. So mentoring or coaching helped that individual become a champion speaker from a doubtful starter. So, something fundamental that almost all of us or all of us can be molded by the right mentors and by having that right relationship with those mentors. So it was not only the people teaching him, but he was willing to learn. He was willing to put in that extra effort. And when these two happen, people can be molded to become better individuals, better speakers, and better leaders.
Yes, definitely. It's really amazing how teaching others ends up teaching us the most. And you shared a very live example with your story. So, more on that part, wanted to know any awkward moment in Toastmasters that taught you something valuable?
Okay, I'll again go back to a story about a student or a child. again at one of the district conferences. I think it was my first district conference. I was soaking in all the activities that were happening and enjoying the event. And if I remember correctly, I was sitting at the back, and there was this Gavalier. For those of you who don't know, Gavel clubs are Toastmasters clubs for children. So there was this Gavalier who was sitting by my side, and he said, "Sir, I want to ask you a simple question." I said, "Go ahead." He said, "If I tell you that Toastmasters is all about networking, what would be your response?" Now, I was taken aback. First of all, I was not expecting a table topic question at a district conference sitting at the back. And second, I was in Toastmasters for communication and leadership. Even though I had started establishing my friends within the environment, within the fraternity, I had never thought about networking as an output or as a benefit from being a part of Toastmasters. But then I somehow gave him an answer that, okay, we can also do networking and all of those things, and then somehow escaped from that. But it actually started me thinking that it is a wonderful platform to establish your connections, both professional and social connections. Now, I spoke about Lagoon Toastmasters, which started in 2002. The friendship that we have created then is still continuing, even though people have spread across multiple parts of the world. And one joke which I keep saying is, until I came to Cochin, right now I'm based out of Cochin, until I came to Cochin, I never knew any lawyers. But when I came here, there were quite a few lawyer Toastmasters. Once we even had a discussion of starting a Toastmasters club for lawyers. Now I tell my family members, if you have any problem, approach me. I have a lot of lawyer friends. You know, so it started off as an embarrassing moment when the child asked me this question about networking, but it opened up a world of opportunities for me to reflect and regain from Toastmasters.
Wow. That was amazing, and really that how these awkward moments really are the best teachers in disguise. You shared this so well to us. I brings us laughter also hearing that story, but yeah, definitely how it continued is what is coming out of that story as the end. To Toastmaster Murli, wanted to know from you any failure moments that has taught you something valuable in this journey so far.
Yeah, Prashanta. So the very first speech, icebreaker.
Okay.
So that itself given so much learning. So what happened when I prepared my icebreaker speech? I have a backup plan B. So I prepared two speeches. So I have after that I have choose to one best one to deliver that. So what happened? I memorized everything, so that I practiced in front of mirror also for 5 minutes, 7 minutes content. And when while started giving, I was the first time I was giving in the online. So I started, and there is no break. Continuously, I spoke, and suddenly my body was present, but mind went into sick leave. So what happened? I took some pause. Suddenly, the second topic came. Somehow it's mismatched, and I delivered. In Tamil, one of the Tamil movie, there is an actor. It's his acting is very template. Even if you cut second movie to and paste it to the first movie, right? Still it will work out. Like that, it went well. After that, in the evaluation session, my evaluator told, "You are going as a Chennai Express. No hurry. You have to speak a little bit calm and told." And she told that you are forgot to switch on your video. So that also I forgot. And she given chance. If you want, still you can give your speech next time. So it was went in bad, but I thought of giving in the best way. I have given one more icebreaker speech. I hope I was the one who has given icebreaker speech 2 times. That was the great learning spot. Thank you.
Yes, that's proof that growth often comes wrapped in failure first. So, but yeah, you shared that part of the story very courageously, and that reminds me that now how you have become cautious of the video being turned on. As when you joined, you asked this question first, that whether I'm visible or not. So thank you for sharing that. Distinguished Toastmaster Safi, do you believe in life giving second chance?
Of course, yes.
Okay. So imagine if you are asked to rewrite your Toastmasters journey, what and how different would it be?
Okay, I'm famous within some of the Toastmasters circles about two aspects. Everything I try to answer with the number two. So I'll give you two examples of what I would like to rewrite if I had an opportunity to get uh, into the Toastmasters fraternity again. Number one, I joined Toastmasters, as you already heard from me, to improve my communication skills. That was the only goal that I had in my mind. But as soon as I joined, I stepped into leadership forcefully in the beginning, but then I started enjoying that. And then I only focused on leadership for quite some time, taking on roles: VP Education, President, Assistant Area Director, Assistant Division Director, and so on and so on. So much so, it took me 15 years to complete my first DTM. And my second DTM came in 2.5 years. Okay. So one of the things that I would like to correct if I'm given an opportunity is to take both of these in parallel. And that is a recommendation for all of you as well. Don't leave one for the other. Both are important. Communication and leadership is important. So that is one aspect. The second thing I would like, again, as a recommendation from my experience, is to remain consistent over a longer period of time. In my Toastmasters journey, I have taken longer breaks, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. For example, when I had a job change, I initially thought I will take a sabbatical for 6 months. I retained my membership, but I stopped going to Toastmasters clubs for 6 months, 9 months. But when I went back, I found that I am rusty, and I had to step back again, go to meetings, present speeches, do table topics, do evaluation, and to get back into the rhythm. From a leadership perspective, when you are away for a longer period of time, new blood will come in. There will be a lot of water that flows under the bridge, and then you will find it even more difficult to step back into the leadership journey. So don't take longer breaks, be consistent, go with the flow, look at opportunities, make use of opportunities. So again, two aspects. Number one is that take leadership and communication together. And two, don't take long breaks. It will make you rusty, or it will make it more difficult for you to jump back into the leadership and communications bandwagon. So these are the two things I will rewrite if I am given an opportunity.
Yes, definitely. And I agree to it. And that perspective shows how every version of the journey has its own purpose. Toastmaster Karthik, has a speech ever backfired in a funny way to you?
Speech backfired is about whatever I told already. I discussed with you. That was the speech which backfired. But I can say something about. I can talk something about the failure. Is what if you are asking about. I don't really call it a failure. But then yes, I would like to quote this line, which is my own sentence, which I have framed it: involve to evolve. Okay. So it is not just that you join Toastmasters. You need to know what is your goal, what is your purpose. As our our PQD Distinguished Toastmaster Safi said, it's like you need to balance with leadership as well as communication skills. With that, I want to ask a question so that I leave it to you all. How many of you have really gone through the Toastmasters website very genuinely and understood it very clearly the way it has to be understood? If you just do that, so every step it gains some kind of a knowledge for you, and you should not wait for people, right? You have to do your own research. You have to involve. How much ever one involves, so much they evolve, is what I say. So you need to involve, you need to learn, and then only then you can flourish with a lot of colors. So it's not exactly the failure, is what I say. is that the way you take up things and manage the show, it is your responsibility and you have to be accountable for what you are. If at all you see that you pay and you attend the meeting once in a week, for sure there'll be no value for you. It is not just that. Attend other clubs meeting, understand how they are doing, how exactly this is happening. See, for example, Voices of Division B is happening. But as you see, there are around 30 members who attended. But this is being done for the purpose, for the Toastmasters who wants to actually come learn something. And also this is a platform where you can see it's not just that it is our own way of learning here, but then what I do in every meeting is that I observe every role. It is not just that what is your role, you do it and it's done. No, it is just that how is Prashant doing now? How is he moderating this particular Voices of Division B? How is the division director doing? How is the area director? How is the PR team doing? How it was coordinated? How did they speak? How did this whole thing is happening? This is all a learning. So this is the way we have to know is what I can say. And the other one, what I can say is that when I was a contest chair, I had this big visual idea. It's a Blaze theme, and I wanted all the fire visuals, energy on the screen. So I asked for the help, planned it out very well. But during the actual moment, the technology had other plans. So the background did not sync. The impact I imagined didn't land the way I wanted it to be. And that moment taught me something very powerful. As leaders, we plan for excellence, but we must be ready to pivot with grace, right? And Toastmasters taught me that leadership is less about perfection and more about presence. Thank you, Prashant. Over to you.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik. That was very insightful. And yes, you have added value from your part of the stories. That will be a takeaway with all for the continuing journey in the Toastmasters. So that was exciting to know and learn from these all insightful stories that we heard from our speakers. And let's move to the next segment, which I call it as fun and light one line wisdom. So in this, will be a few questions that I would be asking to any one of you. You have to answer them in one liner, max two lines. Okay, keep it as short as simple. These are not so depth or heavy questions. These are light and fun questions. So I start with you, distinguished Toastmaster Safir. If your Toastmaster journey were a movie, what would be the title for it?
The title would be Selfish, Be Selfless. Why? Because this is one of the most important lessons that I have learned from Toastmaster, that being a Toastmaster, always be selfish about your learnings and be selfless about giving back to the fraternity. So be selfish, be selfless.
Great. So, guys, make a note. Be selfish, be selfless. Thank you. Okay. Toastmaster Karthik, which speech of yours should come with a do not try this again warning?
I'll come back to the same speech again.
Oh, okay.
Because that has a lot of memories, I can say. So understand the perspective of the mentor and see, that's what the way what the other person thinks, that is very much important. Their POV and our POV should go hand in hand, right? So if it doesn't match, that is obvious that it is going to backfire. So this is what I can say. If at all you're attempting any speech, understand thoroughly with your mentor how exactly it has to be, and go ahead with that.
Thank you. I find that that part has hooked up in your life. Okay. But great to hear that. Toastmaster Murli, what's one Toastmaster's rule you have misunderstood badly?
Mm, Actually, the table topic, which is I understood wrongly, that I thought it's given earlier. It's a kind of group discussion where everyone has to share some points and keep on adding. That's what I thought, but it's totally different. Some topic will different questions will come for different people, where we have to impromptu talk about that.
Yes, thank you for sharing that part. I think that would be somewhere in others' mind also. But yeah, I think that now everyone will be knowing that, okay, this is impromptu part. Thank you. Distinguished Toastmaster Safir, who was the first person you were secretly scared to speak in front of?
Hmm. Secretly scared.
Yes.
Okay, my wife.
Okay.
Uh, just for your information, there was a time in my Toastmasters journey where I would present all my speeches to my wife and son, and at one point in time to my daughter. But over a period of that time, they became my biggest critics. So much so, I am still scared to present a speech in front of them, and I don't let them come near when I'm presenting a speech online as well. So answer is my wife, but in a positive way.
Great to know. I think this will align with others married men. Okay. So, Toastmaster Karthik, finish this sentence. Before Toastmasters, I thought public speaking was, but now I think it is.
Okay, for me, um, at Toastmasters, it was something I knew it. It's a kind of a leadership and a communication skills. So it again depends. I also, as our distinguished Toastmaster Safir said, I'm also into a lot of leadership roles I'm taking. So as soon as I started my journey, I started as associate vice president education, and with my enthusiasm, I learned in and out of Toastmasters. I think whoever gives 100% to the Toastmasters, I probably have given 1,000% of the Toastmasters to the Toastmasters in the initial times. So, in that way, uh, I see that it's all about leadership as well as communication. So, right now, as you know, like I'm the president of the DJs Toastmaster Club. And then going forward, I still have plans of getting into district leadership roles as well. So that is the one thing. And I actually, outside of the Toastmasters, if you talk to me personally, I'm the person who actually listen to you and then give a feedback, a constructive feedback already, right? So why not? This platform is creating so much, is that there are so many members who actually need that kind of mentoring. So if at all I do it here, there'll be a lot of value addition to the Toastmaster fraternity itself. So that is what I can say about what you asked here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik, for sharing that. That yes, it's not only about public speaking, it's also leadership and communication going together. Toastmaster Murli, what's a story you prepared seriously, but the audience laughed at for the wrong reason?
Right question, Prasad, to me because I will do a lot of these kind of mistakes. One of the prepared speech. So I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos and nowadays ChatGPT, right, to collect. So one of the videos says that how to show the body language, everything, right? I mixed everything. That of bringing some emotional to the audience, I prepared some sad story of my life, how my father struggled, my parents struggled, I struggled, like a food and living, everything, and job and all. Suddenly, what happened? All audience are laughed. I shocked. Hurry, here, I'm telling sad stories. Why you people are laughing? And suddenly, I also laughed because you have to act for 5 rupees, not a 500 rupees. If you put more effort, right, it will become comedy only. So this went wrong, but it has a lot of learnings. In the Toastmaster, nothing is a mistake. It's all about learnings. So I had a great learnings. Thank you.
Rightly said. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik. Rightly said. Yes, that's what I feel, and I say that yes, here we can open ourselves in the way we are, and nobody is going to judge us. So before the time ends, let's have a quick and quirky rapid fire round. I start with distinguished Toastmaster, Safir sir. Okay. So you can answer in a word or line. Okay. So here we go. One word your evaluator used that you still remember.
Don't touch your nose.
Okay. Yes.
I'll not go into the explanations, but
It's okay. Okay. Most overused Toastmasters phrase you have heard.
you're still asking me, Prashant?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Uh, the most overused phrase, again, it comes from evaluation. Your body language was not correct.
Okay. A Toastmasters word that confused you.
The word Toastmaster itself, when I
I,
first heard about it.
I think it's common to all. Many have their own stories related to the hearing first time this Toastmaster word.
By the way,
One.
just an addition to that,
Yes.
I had an interesting experience in one organization that I work for. We were told to charter the Toastmasters club. We got permission to charter the club, but we were told not to use the word Toastmaster because it relates to alcohol and things like that. So
Okay.
that also has happened.
Great to know. Means it's a very different story, but yeah,
Yeah,
like I said, everyone has their own story with this first word,
yeah.
Toastmaster. One filler word you are still fighting.
So
So, okay, yeah, it's a common one.
it's a common one. In fact, in one of my drives, I was speaking to a friend of mine, and my daughter was with me. In a 15-minute conversation, she said she counted me telling so some 25 times or 30
Oh,
times. I'm still working on it.
good that we are not having any R counter now.
Yeah, by the way, the person who started the meeting started with a so today.
Role you enjoy more than speaking.
Role.
Any club meeting roles or any officer roles you enjoy more
Okay.
than
I
speaking.
always love to be the Toastmaster of the day.
Right.
In my opinion, even with less preparation, you can do well, but you still need to be prepared in terms of the agenda, the flow of events, and the theme and all. But you can get the audience to speak for most of the time rather than you speaking.
Rightly said. Yes. And one myth about Toastmasters you want to break?
Okay, that comes from the PQD.
Okay.
Many of us believe that the the structure that we follow right now in our Toastmasters club, starting with the sergeant at arms, the presiding officer, the Toastmaster of the day, the tag team, speeches, evaluations, table topics in between, that is something written in stone and comes from Toastmasters International. It does not come from Toastmasters International. We need to have speeches, we need to have evaluations, we need to have table topics. But other than that, the structure is left to us to be creative about, to be innovative. Make it fun for the members. Don't stick to something that you have already seen. And I would love to break that myth if I'm given the power to do so.
That's a wonderful thing to know for me also. I take it as we will go and continue our Toastmasters meeting. Thank you so much. Moving ahead with Toastmaster Karthik. Ready for this rapid fire?
Already.
Okay, so tell it. Timing bell is your best friend or worst enemy?
See, without the timing also, I am very accountable person, as I already told. So I ensure I always be on time because whole of my life I've thought that way because like be on time. Other time is also precious, so as ours. So I value with that. So time is always good for me, and you should know that value of it. So when you are speaking for 5 to 7 minute speech, when you are ending with that particular time, it really will be more effective than you're dragging it.
Agree. Agree to it. Yes, timing, we have to stick and value others' timing also. Evaluator you wanted again or again and again.
For me, every speech, I want the whole club to be my evaluator. Every person has a different viewpoints. So why not? It's not that just one evaluator giving me again and again. I want all the club's point of view or the Toastmasters itself, whoever are ready to give me a feedback. That's always a constructive one. I'm ready to take it.
Yes, true and agree. You are open to all the feedbacks. Pathways level you celebrated the most.
Uh, Rather than saying the pathway level, I would say every project I I really enjoy and I celebrate. Every project when I complete, I'm like, yes, this is done. So the next project, that's how I look at it.
I treat that every project or every pathway levels which you complete, you should celebrate because those are your achievements. Unlike question to you, role you underestimated the most.
See, for me, when you're asking anything negative, I don't take it that way. It's not about underestimating it. It's about how well you perform that particular role, is what I can say. Every role has a learning. So I don't underestimate any learning. So for contest, they say that if at all you're a sergeant at arms, you will have to be near the door or you have to be outside the door and you have to be with people. But then at that point of time, what you're learning, how that's what I say. The point of view, the angle which we look at always matters.
Agree to it. Big or small, there is no such role in the Toastmasters that we can underestimate. And one skill that Toastmasters gave you that school didn't.
School, you don't talk about school at all with me. So I always say this the education system, and now as well, my son, he's in a Montessori style of schooling. So whenever I go to his school, I say to his headmaster, if at all I had an opportunity, can I come back to your school? So your school of style is really nice. So for us, it was like bombarding with too many theory and steady, and things like that. But then for them, it's all about practical knowledge. That's how it has to be. So different people have different ways of learning. I love the way of that practical learning. So in the Toastmasters, that's the way it is. Practically, we learn. As I said already, involve to evolve. So everybody has to involve so that they can evolve.
Great to know with this rapid fire other part of your stories and yeah, how you go ahead with other things in the Toastmasters. Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik. Quick with Toastmaster Murli. Meeting role you always volunteer last for. Means in the end, you will look forward to that meeting role.
Uh, Except grammarian role, I look for all the roles because I am the kind of person while talking also do a spelling mistake. If I get a grammarian role, right, I used to ping these words to my PO. Silently, she will understand and she will change that things. But that is the one role challenging for me. But still, I will take and prove that thing.
Okay. So a gesture you were told to stop using.
Uh, Eye contact. Probably when I started speaking, right, there is a connection between mind and mouth. The eye will go somewhere else. So that is the one thing I want to change. The gesture facing audience equally. Sometimes I'll face only one person, but it's not that I'm looking at him, but it's running on the background.
Okay. Yes, it happens sometimes that you find one person in the audience familiar and then you start speaking to that person only. Okay. If Toastmasters had a warning label, what would it say?
Mm. Murli, speak well. Nothing is a mistake. All of your learnings only.
Okay. Okay. That can go as a disclaimer also. Okay. Habit that Toastmaster changed without you noticing it.
Uh, I I never noticed, but people are telling now that some of the majority of things I used to share with my brother. Now he's telling that, Arey Baba, say yes or no. For that also, why you are talking like this? You will tell that. Okay, I thought this is because of Toastmaster.
Okay, great. That Toastmasters has helped you open yourself so well. So that was from my side as a rapid fire. I It was totally fun and hope not only I asking the questions enjoyed it, but all who have enjoyed listening to these answers would have enjoyed it equally. Before moving forward, I would like anyone from the audience, if they have any questions, they can feel free to open up and unmute themselves to ask our speakers their questions to get answered. Mm. Audiences have enjoyed the stories that we have heard so far.
Okay, since
Okay,
no
we
one is
have
asking,
one.
let me ask a question to Safir sir.
Yes, yes, please.
Okay, I
Okay,
expected that. Go ahead.
okay. Safir sir, when is the last time you were very uncomfortable on a Toastmaster meeting and why?
When was the last time I was uncomfortable in a Toastmasters meeting? Interesting question. To be honest, I don't remember a scenario like that, Balram. Uh, one reason is that every time we, or I look at it as an opportunity. I'll give you one example. I was VP education of a club. Everything planned, agenda prepared, meeting room set up. 5 minutes before the Toastmaster of the day walks in and says that, Safir, I cannot do this role today. And I was relatively new in Toastmasters at that time. And I looked at my president, sir, what to do? He told, Safir, you are the Toastmaster of the day. That's it. And I said, okay, no problem. I'll take it. But there are, and this happened probably in 2003, 2004. There are still Toastmasters who attended that meeting who remember my role as the Toastmaster of the day, coming in unprepared, taking it on at the last minute, but doing, according to them, a wonderful job out of it. So from that time onwards, it is like built into my mind that anything that we get in Toastmasters is an opportunity. It is for us to make use of it. So, like there is a quote which I always say that the ocean is same for all. Some find fish, some find pearls, some just get their feet wet. So it depends on our mindset of how we want to utilize the opportunities that come. Sometimes the opportunities come in an awkward way. Sometimes you go in a Toastmasters meeting which is 100% prepared and you take value out of it. Sometimes you go into a meeting with only 3 members, you take value out of that as well. So, Balram, I don't remember when I was uncomfortable, but every opportunity that we get in Toastmasters is an opportunity for us to learn and take value from. I hope that I answered your question, Balram.
Yeah, you answered, Safir sir, but I was expecting on a note. I was on a speaker, like now I'm on a speaker phone because most of the time I don't use headphone. And there was a table topic given which was talking about spouse. And I am with speaker on in home. So you can understand how truthful I would have been that day, right? Because I know it is recorded, I know it is surrounded the sound in the house. So I was looking something like that from your
Okay.
side.
No, that you will be able to change. Bring your wife to Toastmasters Club meetings. Bring your wife to the conference in Cochin, and then that will change. I have done that many times, and over a period of time, my situation has changed a little bit.
Okay.
Great, great to know that. And thanks, Balram, for sharing your part of your story also here. And that's why I think you mentioned in the chat that this part when he was talking about why that is this session is recorded. So great to know. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
as a
have.
picture, you can take a call, Safir sir, not to record any Toastmaster session. What happens in a Toastmaster meeting stays in a Toastmaster meeting.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Siddharth has raised the hand.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thank you for this session. It was great. Learned a lot of insights. And my question, not specific to any one of you, is do you think it's fair to exceed the time limit as a speech evaluator to give justice to your role as an evaluator for the particular speaker?
Karthik, go ahead, man.
Thank you, sir. You said. So if I have understood the question right, the evaluation time is exceeding is what you said, right, Siddharth?
Yes.
Okay, so I can put it across this way. See, when you're a contestant in an evaluation contest, only then you look at the time. But when you're actually giving the evaluation for the person in the club meetings, don't look at the certificate, what you get as a best evaluator. Look at what you gave for the speaker itself. That's what I can say. So, whatever the pointers you have, you can go ahead and give it to the speaker, be it the positive sides, what is the feedback and what is the challenge. So take your time, don't be in a hurry. And if at all you're in a hurry, then the speaker might misunderstand the pointers, whatever has been put across. So probably if at all you're very much focused on the certificate, then on the evaluation platform, just give it within the time limit of the meeting. Go to that person, go to speaker, give your 100% inputs so that that speaker will remember you for lifetime, not just evaluation in the meeting, but for the lifetime. Yes, Safi sir, you
Yeah,
have
yeah. I have a slightly different perspective of that, Karthik and Siddharth. My view is that in Toastmasters, when we have kept a constraint, it is for our learning. So in the club, if it is only for 3 minutes, don't think about the contest or the certificate, but try to limit your evaluation within the allowed or allotted time frame. That is a lesson or the skill to learn. However, don't limit your evaluation just to that 3 minutes. After the meeting, go to the speaker one on one, continue your conversations with that person, give them something in writing, send them a message after that, congratulate them, give them more feedback. We say that praise in public, critique in private. So do all of those things, but when you are given an opportunity to speak for 3 minutes, do it within the 3 minutes.
Yes, well said. And that reminds me that we are also at top of our hour. And yeah,
Can we
thanks
go
for
for
all that.
one more question, please? Thank you.
One can ping us in the group. We can take it forward to
I
the
can
speaker and can bring you the
I can
answers back.
find my yes. This me here, Sajid.
Yeah, Sajid, please. You can put it in the chat
Yes.
and we will definitely take the answers from the speakers and will revert to you.
Okay, I will
Prashant,
try to.
it's okay. Let's take one question from sir. Yeah,
Okay.
it's fine.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyway, it was quite very, very interesting. Thank you all. First of all, to Karthik, Toastmaster Karthik, you shared this in our group. So I never thought this could be such an interesting session like this. A lot of fun, info entertainment, truly. My question, I have a lot of things. Maybe my question to the PQD itself, because we're directly getting PQD is very rare. So he was also mentioning about the mentoring. That is something, and before on top of that, what you mentioned about Toastmasters, that is, it is not a, we don't have any rigid or the stereotype structure. That is very interesting. We will think of that, what could innovation we can bring into. Sir, about the mentoring, sir, I joined in Toastmasters in 2022 only, and our experience is very recent or the latest. But whenever we speak with the old members, they have a nostalgic memories about these talks of mentoring, what they get, they were used to get in previous days. It was there, but nowadays, what we feel, I'm a PE as well in our club, Malabar Toastmasters Club. So nowadays, we know that people are not willing to learn from somebody else because we have everything available, all of the way. So that affect not this learning, but that affect the connection we supposed to have, the bond we create within the club. So nowadays, this mentoring, we may not be able to give that sort of mentoring to others as well. That's also true. So how can we sort out this issue? Because this will affect the quality as well as the bondage we can create within the club and everything. This truly, because uh, those on those days where you were enjoying a lot is not is somehow disappearing somewhere, as I felt as when I talked with you. Could you please give me
Okay.
something?
So, Sajid, like Murali said, I think he joined Toastmasters thinking that it is a tablet that we can take and improve everything. So we don't have a ready-made solution for this. My view is that the way people learn has changed over a period of time. So if you talk to Toastmasters who have been there for 15 years, 20 years, the way they learned, the way they saw Toastmasters, the way they experienced Toastmasters is completely different to the way a new gen member, college going student, or somebody who has started on their corporate journey will now experience Toastmasters. The year has changed, the world has changed, it has become much more faster than before. So we have to evolve. Now, mentoring is something that will definitely help. I go to my mentors even now. Okay, I don't keep a relationship on a day-to-day basis, but I go to them when I have an issue. I go to them when I have an idea to bounce with them. So I make use of my mentors at every point in time. So, but it has, from a club perspective, it is something that we have to build up over a period of time. That relationship has to be built, and identifying members, a mentor for a new member is also a problem. I'll just mention this and conclude. So, for example, what happens now? A new member joins. The VP Education is asked, "Have you assigned a mentor?" And the VP Education puts his hands up and says that, "Okay, we have assigned Tanuja Ali as the mentor of Mr. So and so." But they may not have even met. They may not have even. They may not even gel well together. They may not be from the same wavelength. All of these aspects have to be considered before assigning a mentor. So one suggestion that I made in a recent conversation like this was to assign a buddy for the first 3 or 6 months of a new member's journey, just to guide that person over pathways, over the Toastmasters journey and Toastmasters experiences. In that 6 months, let that person get used to or get friends with make friends within the club, identify whom he can gel with, and then assign such people as mentors. That will ensure that it is taken over a longer period of time. The relationship is established and everybody benefits from that. That's an idea that I can throw up. Again, it is not one tablet that can solve all the problems, but just a thought on that. Thanks, Sajid. I
Thank
think
you
it is.
so much. Thank you so much. All panelists, thank you so much. And especially for the Prashant sir. Prashant sir, your questions were so interesting. I will reach out to you to get those questions too, so that we can make our club as so interesting and innovative. That's
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sajid. Definitely, anytime, feel free to reach out to us.
thank,
Okay. And thanks for your wonderful question. Good that we didn't miss it.
thank you all.
With this, I bring on the stage our division director and the driving force for all these sessions, Tanuja Ali. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Prashant. Whenever my team says driving force, I literally go back. I mean, initially I used to understand, think across, oh, I have not started the driving yet. But now I am proud to say that, yes, I justify when they say this line actually, because I've literally started driving. And I know Balram will be thinking and he will point me up later. Well, that's on the light note. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for today's podcast session. So, I mean, we had a plan with a vision to start this podcast to give the opportunity to the Division B members, right? And I'm so happy to see that the PR team coming together, working as a team, and getting this into a reality. So, thanks to each and everyone. It's not me, but it's all you because of everyone here who has been part of this session today, this can be possible. So thank you each and everyone. With that, I really wanted to acknowledge the presence of the leaders in the room. Uh, our PQD, Distinguished Toastmaster Safir Azeez, though he is a speaker today, but still he is our PQD. So I have to acknowledge that. Our District Administration Manager, Distinguished Toastmaster Balram, and the ADs in the room. Okay, we have our Club Growth Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Pratap Mohan Nair, but he is behind the scene in a silent mode. but he is always there to appreciate the efforts of Division B. So thank you so much for being here with us. And the area directors, area Raghavendra, Siddharth, I saw Rosaline as well, and each and every member who has joined this session today. Thank you so much and appreciate your time and support here.